what is a food safety coach؟ لأنه كذا شخص عم بيسألني إنه what are you going to talk about and who is Jana? So who is Jana?
Who is Jana? Okay, good question. So basically, what I mean when I say food safety coach is someone who is specialized in the field of food safety. So someone who is basically talks about everything when it comes to how to handle food in the safest way possible. What do I mean by that? So I mean basically, how is it that we're going to, when we go to the grocery store, so what food products are actually safe? Which products are actually safe on the product shelf? There's a lot of things like E numbers and like additives and like preservatives.
Okay.
So you kind of want to know what's actually safe. And then at the same
Okay.
time, you want to kind of know how it is that you're going to be storing your food from the time that you buy it from the grocery store, and then how to store it. Because a lot of times, so many mothers ask me like, how long can I store my chicken for? Or what do I do
100%.
to my meat when it's in the freezer? So it's certain stuff like that. And then you have also how you're preparing your food, because they have to be prepared at a certain temperature and of course left to cool for a certain period of time. So there's really very critical points when it comes to how we're handling our food, and all of these really affect the safety of you and your family, and you can get food poisoning. A lot of times we hear people, ouch, I have an upset stomach, I don't feel so well. So it all depends on exactly how you're handling your food. So this is kind of where the idea of food
Exactly.
safety.
وحدا هلا كتب انه safety now is more important than ever مع كل شيء اللي عم بيصير حوالينا. وحتى يعني ليكي مع كل شيء اللي صار COVID, yes, it is extremely serious. Please everyone stay home and please take it seriously. بس فتحت لنا عيوننا على كذا شغله we really took it for granted. يعني دائما انا بقولها انه there's always unfortunately رح اقولها silver lining، يعني بس انه عن جد في اشياء ما كنت انتبه عليها قبل ما يجي الكورونا، وهلا we're going to talk about them which is كمان it's good for us to empower ourselves، لأن نحن in the end أولادنا مسؤوليتنا. يعني أنا عم جيب الأكل وأنا عم جيب الغراض وأنا مسؤولة عن كل شيء بالمطبخ. So please Jana, help us.
Thank you. No, this is exactly why I started this page, to be very honest, Yasmina. I actually started this from the beginning of the year. I realized after the soda and after the prices just went skyrocketed, and then we got Corona, and then after Corona, all of a sudden you realize all your favorite products just literally were like poof out the window. Like you don't find them anymore at the grocery store. So now you have like new products that are on the shelf in the grocery store. You have, coupled with that, Corona, so like everyone is like super cautious. You have new products that have come in, so people already don't have enough trust about these new products. They don't know what exactly they're buying. And at the same time, I don't know if you were like that, but Anna, for me, when I started the first lockdown, I was cooking like no tomorrow. Like literally cooking like no tomorrow. I was like looking through all the footies, trying to see what it is that I'm going to learn next. So unfortunately, statistics showed that a lot of people that started doing that during Corona, the food poisoning just went like it flew up, because a lot of people hadn't cooked before, and then they just started cooking, and there was a lot of things that they weren't doing right. And a lot of times, I don't know if you do that, but I do that myself. I take my tips from my mom and my grandma, and I'm not here to say that my mom does things wrong. My mom's probably watching.
I think she joined us on Tibhe. I saw she just joined, so yeah.
I should watch what I'm saying. So, but there are a few tips like mothers usually have, like wash your chicken. Like don't forget, you better wash your chicken.
Yeah.
So
okay.
That's like the biggest myth. So it's just, this is kind of why I started off Behind My Meals. A lot of limited access to information when it comes to what is actually in our products, when it comes to how we're handling the product at home, and how is it actually going to be served to the people that we're serving to. Not necessarily, it could be to even if you're going out, let's say to the restaurant, if you're going out on a picnic. So all of these things, they are very critical when it comes to your safety and your health.
It's such a wide subject that عن جد we should really take it seriously. وعن جد فتحت لنا عيوننا هالسنة about the importance of really thinking about food safety and not taking it for granted, and everything else. هلا اللي صار عنا, I'm going to jump in back to our topic, COVID. How there are so many things. يعني تروحي what are the things that we should buy and we shouldn't buy to protect our family and our home from COVID. هيدا اللي بدي أعرف. يعني things that we shouldn't buy or should.
I'm gonna ask you هلا. I'm gonna do a first quiz on you. Is that okay? Are you
اوه
fine with
اوكي.
that?
طب يلا بس مش دارسة، بس يلا let's go. Homeschooling,
يلا.
mommy
I'm
style.
gonna
يلا.
I'm gonna ask you your first question. So, how about this?
It's
Is this
serious
something
يا
that
mommy. Okay.
no, don't worry. Don't worry. There's no right and wrong. Don't worry. But like this is the first product that you really this is sold in Lebanon for like around
Yes.
185 to 200 thou Lebanese liras. You
Okay.
find a lot of people like, doing a huge advertising on this. So I wanted to ask you, do you consider this something that you would buy? You look at it, it looks like a machine gun. It looks pretty safe. What is something
لك
that you would do?
الخبرية I go to my okay my one of my best friends بروح لعندها على البيت بتحممني قبل ما افوت لعندها وبصير انا عنه and I think she's
عشان
also عارفة who I'm talking about, and for me انه بلاقيها انه not very effective, بس let's see who's right.
Okay, so the idea is, you really do not have to invest in a machine like this. Like, really, there's no need. And in fact, it's literally not effective. Actually, as per the Center for Disease and Control, which is basically a whole center which give a lot of guidelines for people on how to be safe. So they've told us that this machine actually is not effective because it gets the steam. It literally just gives off steam. So all the chemicals that are inside this, it's not actually giving it off here because at a high temperature, the actual chemicals are literally not effective. So ما رح تستفيدي. Even if it's a UV type of machine, it's definitely not useful. هلا, if you're someone who's سرسب and someone who's, really, really worries about these things, I'll tell you, you can use other things. And I'm going to tell you which ones they are, just not this, okay? So this is not something that we should buy, either if it's a UV or if it's like a steamer. It can give skin irritations, and it can even like have respiratory issues.
Jenna, are you on 3G?
No, do you want me to be on 3G?
عم بتقطشي.
هلا
يلا switch to 3G. عم تقطشي. بس أخبركم إنه so as she was saying, it does give off a steam. Plus I think it's mostly marketing. يعني هلا I just مثل ما بقول filling up the air تكنت رجعتي بس I was just saying that هي المشكلة إنه marketing كتير بيستفيدوا من هالمواقف أو issues to market things that really we don't need. So it's good to know that in the end.
Yeah, you don't understand. Like, people were buying not in Lebanon, ما كان في منها, but they were like pills, like actual COVID pills. Like, these are for anti-COVID, and people like were buying these things. It was such a trend at the time in like around March 2020, when it started like to really spread. People were like, this is the pill. It was like the pill. So it's just things like this. So I wouldn't recommend. Another thing that we need to talk about are spray aerosols. So I don't know, have you ever bought in something like a product like this? So this is what they call like a purifier.
Okay, so I've like got 2 wrong answers so far. Okay, going well. Tell me.
No, I'm not gonna lie to you. I bought this. Okay, I bought this, and this smells really good at home. Like, it really does.
Okay.
Yeah,
nice.
So it's actually good, but it's not recommended for people who have kids that are under 24 months. But you can use it if you want to, but it's quite expensive. So if you want to do something that, helps kind of your respiration in the house, you can go for like the quina leaves, or what they call eucalyptus leaves. You could just boil them out, and I did that quite a while in the beginning. If you're someone, again, who wants to do stuff like that, or has someone who has COVID inside the house, we'll talk about that soon. So this is something also you don't need to buy. Another thing is the shoe covers. So a lot of people go like, I'm gonna, have those, you're gonna go inside and you're just gonna wear those shoe covers. There's no need to do that. Shoes have not been proven actually to cause COVID, or else everyone that's at work will actually have transmitted the virus.
Oh wow, okay.
So there's no need to do that. Really, I want to like have people, at least for the people that are a bit worried about this topic, to just, don't worry, it's not, it is there. You have to take precautions, but there are things where it's okay, So this is just one of the things. And I don't know if you remember the supermarkets and the malls when they first started, we used to go inside the tunnel and we'd find like those disinfection sprays and we'd go inside and
ايه
we're like trying to cover our head and we didn't
ما فهمت.
so
Just
yeah,
ruin
yeah.
my hair بعدين جاي عاملة brushing مبسوطة بحالي. ايه.
Exactly. So honestly, like even those tunnels, like they're just actually, even if someone has COVID and if they're coughing and if they're sneezing and if they're talking, they can literally spread it even if they're in the tunnel. So a lot of these things that unfortunately, like you said, they are marketing tools. They're made for like display for people يمكن that are شوي مسرسبين يطمنوا to be relaxed, but they're not that effective. Now let's talk about what we should buy.
Yes,
Right?
please.
So, corona, it's transmitted أول شيء through respiratory droplets of an infected person. So anyone who's
Okay.
coughing and sneezing is gonna transmit that virus, and through a contact surface. So if the virus is on this particular surface and then you touch that surface, God forbid, أكيد, but if you touch it, then you كمان will get the virus. So this is kind of the way it works. هلا, what is the good thing? So there is good news. The good news is that you can disinfect. All you need to do is disinfect. It's the most important thing. What's important though is to know what product you need to disinfect in your house. Okay.
This is the part that really confuses me لأنه وقت بلشوا كانوا عم بيقولوا it should be 65% alcohol وعبي مي وحطي هيدا whatever, so I was like خلص إنه you know مش شو ما كان.
100%. هلا basically what you just have to do is if you have like a dirty contact surface, let's say, you start off by cleaning with soap and water. So you start off from your cleanest surface and then you move to the dirtiest part of your surface. هلا من بعدها you have two options. So the first option is you go for alcohol. هلا if you notice, I got these two products. So this product مكتوب عليه 95. This means it's 95%. This product has مكتوب عليه 70% alcohol. انتي what you want to opt for is something that's 70 to 90%. So 70 to 90. If it's 95, it's like too concentrated and it won't give you the effect that you actually want. So the optimal thing to go for is to go for a product like this. I'm not advertising, by the way. This is what the literature says.
We'll blur out the logo of you بعدين بتعرفي.
The first thing is to either go for alcohol, and the second way, if you want من بعد ما you clean with soap and water, you either use the alcohol or you use what you call bleach. So bleach is أما you use Odex. أنا when we first started,
I love that كل شيء حدك يعني it's so cool. حاسة يعني هلا وتنخلص بدك تفرجيني اياهم كلهم. I love this. Okay.
Let me just tell you, I don't know, are you someone مسرسب ولا لا؟
ليكي سما مسرسب يعني ما بعرف ايه باي بولر بالترسب تبعي يعني.
Okay, لأنه my husband is like super. I'm like in between kind of. So he like literally buys whatever is available. He's like, this one looks better than this one, and that one's like is actually safer. And I'm like, but how did you see it as safe? He's like, it's like everyone is buying from this product. So this was actually the first thing that everyone is buying, if you remember.
I know. Yes.
The disinfecting wipes. I don't know how much it costs right now, but he's just WhatsApping me. He's like, Clorox is so expensive. Yes.
يمكن بطل في منها أصلا بس خلاص يلا okay.
بطل. So you can opt for this product. So it's Odex. Odex is bleach. So what do you do with this bleach? You actually put 10 milliliters of bleach with 500 ml of water. Okay. So again, right next to me, I have this bottle which I bought from like any $1. $1 من المحرزة, بس إنه I bought it from the store.
بلا محرزة كتير يا حبيبي, محرزة كتير.
I got this from Arwood back in the time. But anyway, so I mix basically the Clorox and the water inside this. هلا, what you want to do here is a lot of mothers are like, I'm just going to add just a bit more bleach. It's going to give me that extra
more.
benefit.
100%. أنا هيك.
But you can't.
ما بعمل هيك.
Really, you really won't, because the more you actually add, أول شيء بتعمل ريحة.
Yeah.
which is not good for you, and you're not doing the right dosage. And you have to read the instructions. هلا if you look هون on any label for any chemical رح يكون في directions of use. So هون they tell you exactly how to use it and how much they need to use it for. So every single product, it's very important that you read the label and you look at the directions and all of that. هلا another thing, when you're going to fill in the bottle, it's very important that you also make sure that you don't fill it up that much, because you're only going to use it on a day-to-day basis.
بدي ارجع كبه يعني اخر نهار.
يعني انت ما تفولي، يعني انا ليكي مش حتى مفول، عرفتي؟ I try to هلا you could do it, you could leave it for 2 days، مش بالضرورة هالقد، بس انه normally it's always better to like keep it for max a day. Because it's not going to be as efficient as it used to. لأنه again the sprayer is not secured tightly. بضل في هواء عم يظهر منه. So
that's very interesting to know. يعني أنا for me I would do it وحطه تحت المجلة ويقعد شي 2-3. I was like, oh, my family's safe. So thanks for this كمان. لأن عن جد I didn't know this. Okay.
هلا there's another thing that a lot of people do wrong كمان that I also have to tell you. who they do the like you're saying. Everyone's like, just spray everywhere and you got it right. Exactly. مثل المكنة, exactly like the makana. Everyone's like spray. But this is the purpose. So you get like a cloth that you have. هلا I'm a bit OCD. Don't judge me. But I have kind of color coded my cloths. هلا I'm sure if Bernard and Elia are watching me, they're gonna know what I'm talking about. But basically, so I use.
هلا بنخبرهم مين برنارد وإلي لأنه.
صح.
See, I told you it's like a chat. هلا بنخبركم كيف أنا وجنى بنعرف بعض.
صح. هلا at the end.
هلا نسينا إنه في like a lot of people watching us. إنه كملي يا حبيبي.
Fine. So basically, I use this for like the kitchen, and then I use another color for the bathroom, just because it's just to kind of separate,
okay. Yeah.
Your utensils. So what I do is I spray literally on the surface. And then right on it, then I wipe off whatever it is that I'm wiping off. So after I've used soap and water, then I use whatever disinfectant that I have, and I spray it onto the wipe, and then onto the wipe I use whatever contact surface that I'm going to clean. But again, if you're using a disinfecting wipe, please, it doesn't have to be Clorox. It can be anything else. But if you have a disinfecting wipe, you can use it. My question to you is, are you ready?
Okay. Yeah, زبط قعدتك. يلا. Go.
My other question is, how about baby wipes? So are baby wipes also used as disinfection?
They're my Swiss Army knife. Yes, they are. I use them. شيل الغبرة فيهم. اللي بدك إياه بعمل baby wipes. And from your look, I know that's the wrong answer. So I'm gonna say no. I don't use baby wipes.
That's the right answer. There you go. So yeah, you should not use you should never use baby wipes as disinfection. So they're actually just made for the baby's bums. So
لا I know they're alcohol free, بس إنه هيك بقول إنه خلص نصحنا.
خلاص هي ذاتها. بس
بالنية.
It's all psychological. But really, it's important because there's certain ingredients that they put in the bleach and the alcohol, and it gives that actual effect, خاصة when it comes to what we're discussing, which is COVID. So this is why it's important to use those particular 2 products. هلا there are other products. ما تفكروا إنه خلاص this is it. So you have those options, and then there's other options on the shelf, because on the supermarket shelf there's like a ton. Aren't you?
Yeah. Definitely.
I literally look and I'm like, do I go? Because usually always ultimately think that the more expensive one is like, no, that's gonna give you the right effect. But it doesn't necessarily have to be that way, actually. So for example, you have like this, which is a disinfectant cleaner. So when it's written here, like for multi-surfaces, so this means it's used as a disinfectant, and you could also clean your kitchen floors, your bathrooms, and even the floors, so any floors.
Okay.
So all of that you can use. So it doesn't necessarily mean that it's alcohol and bleach are actually the 2 best, but you also have multi-purpose cleaners that work just as fine. Okay, so you can find them everywhere. So that's kind of when it comes to that. I just want to tell you that please, guys, when it comes to your cleaning products, make sure that they're stored in a closed area, away from like your kids, because I'm sure you've heard a lot of stories, especially when it comes to bleach. It's really risky. Like having a sprayer like this where kids don't know what they're doing and they have it on the table, like it's pretty intense. So just make sure that you're not you don't leave it right now like on like a surface where they can like immediately take it. So this is
لا
just
أكيد.
important.
I think we should have like a follow-up session just about safety in the kitchen with the disinfectant. We can do it like later
Yes,
during the month.
definitely.
هيك قاعدين بالبيت وعم ننصح العالم نحن we're here, we're gonna tell you نحن هون, we're supporting you, please stay home وهيك.
Please,
بس
please.
yes. Okay,
Definitely.
awesome.
Great. Actually,
Next,
my friends
يلا.
were telling me, they're like, and what time is it? And then I'm like, it's at 9. I mean, you literally don't have an excuse. It's 9 p.m. We're at home.
We're at
And
home. يعني ما بدكم تقوموا تلبسوا, ما بدكم تطلعوا بهالسيارة, تعالوا بهالشقة. We're here.
there you go. There you go. Very simply, very simply.
هيك.
So this is kind of
Great.
it. هلا, if we're going to be talking about grocery stores, so a
Yes.
question for you is, do you order online or do you get your groceries from the supermarket?
To be honest, recently I've been ordering online because when you go to the supermarket, it's like a war zone and like everyone's like, so بصير لا بلاها. So I'm ordering online.
And do you always find your products online?
Actually, I have to order from like I have like 3 online dealers بدك. So يعني
Okay.
تجي هيدا
Wow,
بجيب
you're
من عنده,
pretty
هاي
patient.
yeah,
You're
we're at
pretty
home. I think I've been quarantined since February, last February or April, whatever. So عن جد
okay. خلاص, you got the gist of it. It's not,
yeah.
it's peanuts for you. Okay.
ليكي بس
هلا,
قبل ما we move on, because I
yes,
got this question a couple of times and I'm
of
reading
course.
it again.
Okay.
Sushi. Everyone's
Yes.
asking us about sushi. Is it safe?
Okay, Hala, there was a topic that just came out recently about the salmon. And this is like a completely whole topic on its own. But if we're going to be talking about sushi, it's very important to know where the salmon is sourced. So the
Okay.
salmon is not actually done here. It's not locally manufactured. So we actually get it from abroad. And you kind of want to know whether it's wild or is it a farm. So there's different types of what salmon is actually better for you. But
Okay.
I mean, it's best if you want, so you don't go into all the details, to make it quite simple for you, is that you kind of ask the restaurant or where it is that you're ordering from, or even if you're buying it from the supermarket, you kind of just want to know how long it's been. So
Would
things
they tell you that? Would they be honest in
هلا
telling you that?
in the supermarket,
In the supermarkets,
and you could tell from the shelf life. هلا if you go to the restaurant, there are some of them that would tell you roughly, يعني, obviously, but you can definitely also notice from the color, because if it doesn't give you that right salmony color, if it has a bit of grayish in there and you have like you feel like there's like certain discoloration, this kind of gives you
okay.
an indication that the quality isn't good. And also when it comes to sushi, especially in the summer, it's very important to make sure that the products, if they have mayo in them, that you're actually monitoring, and you're making sure that how they're preparing it, are they putting it in the fridge? So it's really a matter of the restaurant and
Okay.
how they're actually handling it. I can talk more about it in another session.
Yeah,
I'll
definitely,
definitely
definitely.
go into
Just briefly, we just wanted to know هيك لأنه هيك قاعدين بالبيت so just to know when we order. بس كمان
Yes.
another question came in is about spray.
Yes.
Can you spray without wiping? Is it still effective?
Okay, that's a very good question. So again, you have to read the label, okay? Because there are some, for example, like the bleach, which will tell you like this, for example, which is a disinfecting wipe. It's not made for food contact surfaces. So for surfaces like your kitchen floor, like your kitchen tabletop,
Okay.
you have to then rinse it off with water. But then you have
Okay.
things like, for example, alcohol or things where you're just using a regular wipe and you're just wiping it off. No, you don't have to. So please,
Okay.
guys, read the label on the product, and it will tell you if it needs rinsing or not.
Okay, great. So let's go back to the grocery store. So I order online and yeah, I am kind of patient لأنه هيك بتسلى. It's like my therapy. قبل كنت
Mm.
أحب أروح على مول وأقعد أتفرج أو أروح على سوبر ماركت وهيك. Now I just like scroll through apps and do my shopping.
خلاص, you got used to it.
I'm a hermit.
No, I think everyone got used to this online thing, and in fact, it's an advantage for everyone right now during this
Yeah,
stage.
yeah.
Hala, I just read the research. They were saying delivery might be done through robots. So this is kind of a new research that's come up, and they were thinking of starting to implement as of this year in the States. So I don't know, it's kind of weird having delivery robots delivering your food. So let's wait and see how that's going to happen. Hala, when it comes to the grocery, the idea is that if you are doing delivery, which is what you are doing, it's important that أكيد when you open the door, you want to make sure that the driver أول شيء he has a mask on.
أكيد.
And
Okay.
do you wear a mask yourself when you're picking up the order, or you don't?
No.
Okay, well, it's better to do that because at
Okay.
the end of the day, هلا أكيد if he has a certain distance, it should be around 1.5 meters. But I mean, sometimes they can
So
get
أنا
quite
اللي بعمله
close.
إيه أنا اللي بعمله إنه I tell them like leave them on the floor or whatever and then I.
Okay.
Yeah, okay.
So,
Okay, I'll wear a mask. Okay.
so it's better to do that, and it's
Okay.
also better to just make sure that the driver has actually sanitized his hands. And then when you actually do pick up the stuff from him, the first and most important thing that you got to do is you just put him inside the kitchen, and the first thing that you do is you just wash your hands because, like I said, the surfaces will get infected. I mean, plastic can last for up to 7 days. It all depends, أكيد, on the temperature and the humidity of the environment. But it can last, so the virus can last on contact surfaces. But so this is why it's kind of important that you at least wash your hands. Okay, so this is very important. He's wearing a mask. He's sanitizing his hands, and then when you're getting the stuff, do you sanitize the stuff? Do you sanitize the food, or what is it that you do?
Like honestly, I used to, and then I did see or I read an article online when that you don't no longer need to sanitize every single item.
Exactly. This is it. You do not have to do that. To be honest, there are many people, again, بفضله. It's okay. There's nothing wrong with it. Again, same thing. You just take this, wipe it up, put a bit of bleach that you have or the alcohol, and then you just wipe off the product, and then you put it inside your fridge. But then again, after you put your items inside the fridge or in your pantry or in your freezer, what are you going to do after that? You're going to wash your hands. Okay, so
أكيد.
I can't tell you how important it is to wash your hands. When we're going to talk about washing your hands, do you know how long you should wash your hands for?
40 seconds.
Like, ooh, wow, you're patient. No, 20 seconds is good. 20 seconds is good. So
no, because I know that you like for the kids, we sing the ABC song, so I just
okay. Okay, that's good. They seem really patient, and they work well with you. Like they
20 seconds. حدا عم بيقول لي 20 seconds. Okay, طب guys, okay. أنا بهدلتوني.
خلاص
بس
Allah, ضحكتيني. Fine. So basically, just when it comes to washing, I just really want to briefly just discuss it because it's funny that a lot of people just go like, yeah, just wash your hands, and then I go to like to the mall and I find people and they do it in like a split second, and I'm looking at them and I'm like, do I talk? Do I say something like, Jana, calm down? I know it's none of your business.
Walk away.
Walk away, exactly. So simply all you got to do is just it's very important that you put water because you want the pores on your hand to like open, and then you add the soap. So the soap gets inside, and then you literally just scrub all your hands inside from the inner areas, your nails, all of that. And you do this for around 20 seconds, like we said. And then after that, like I usually do, I just kind of got used to it, is I just close the tap with my elbow instead of with my hand. Again, you don't have to do that. But I mean, if you want, you can just close it with your hand and then just with a towel at the end.
Okay, cool.
A clean towel. So this is kind of it when it comes to cleaning. Hala, if we're going to be talking about some others, and some people just go to the grocery store. I'm one of them. I like to go to the grocery store. because I'm curious about what other products are available. I don't like to always choose the same. I like to see what's new. So I'm personally the type that does. And if you are that type, then you're just gonna want to come back. You're gonna, if you want, you can take your shoes off, like I said. And a lot of people ask me, how about my clothes? So do I take off my clothes immediately when I get back home, or do I not? My
Hey,
answer for
that's
you,
interesting to know.
the thing is if you're in a place where it's really crowded, I mean, if you remember Christmas shopping in the supermarket, in peak hours, everyone was like literally buying groceries, and like there was literally barely any social distancing. So I would advise that you come back in that sense and then remove and like wear new clothes.
Okay.
But if you're actually coming back from work, there's proper distancing, or you're going out in an outdoor setting, then you don't necessarily have to do it. I personally don't do it unless I feel like I've been in a pretty crowded
But
area.
the thing that's really interesting, or that we really need to pay attention to from now on. And I know the vaccine's coming, everything is gonna go back to some kind of normal, but we're never going to go back to the same kind of normal لانه انفتحوا عينينا على اشياء. يعني بقول لك انه نحن هلا عم نحكي انه ايه بس انا for the rest of my life I'm going to continue, like when I see someone I'm going to wash my hands. انه صار عندي هال awareness that not only we're talking about COVID, we're talking about the flu, we're talking about انه كل هالبacteria and viruses and germs that we can like
Avoid.
avoid and protect our family just by انه عن جد these little things that ما كنا منتبهين لهم قبل. So
You are
يعني
absolutely right.
قصة انه yes later on we will go back to انه going into crowded places وهيك، بس unconsciously you're now aware that okay لا صار لازم انه اعمل شيء غير مش مثل ما كنت عم
على
بعمله قبل.
فكرة عن جد it's so true. I don't know if you realize, بس I do that. I've been watching like series, and then when the minute I see them like hugging, my
ايه
unconscious, I'm like,
what happened there?
how recent is this? Like, how recent is the series?
Yeah.
So it's like really our subconscious has completely shifted in the sense of exactly what you're saying in terms of like
It's gonna be a
washing your
while
hands and
كمان.
like social. Yeah, it's gonna be a while. And I'm
طب what
curious.
about, yeah, someone's asking what about gloves during cooking?
Okay, gloves during cooking is definitely not needed. In fact,
Okay.
it's actually it can actually contaminate more than actually, so it can do actually more harm than good. So you
Okay.
don't necessarily need to be wearing gloves. You find people wearing gloves in restaurants because you just have more employees, so there's more risk of human error. But if you're at
Okay.
home and you're washing your hands and you're like handling your food in a safe way, then you're completely safe. There's nothing to it. So
Okay.
it's fine. So gloves aren't actually needed at home. Let's just be clear on that. So like I said, you don't have to change your clothes unless you're like in a really crowded setting. And then you get your groceries and you then remove them. Hala, if you're doing takeaway, do you do takeaway? Do you also deliver food to your house, like delivery,
Yep.
let's say from a
أكيد.
restaurant? Akid. I don't think
I كنت عم بحكي with a friend of mine before. I was like, إنه I really love cooking, but sometimes when I feel like I have to cook, خلاص it's takeaway time. إنه بحس إنه هيك I need a break. So yes, we
everyone
do
does.
takeaway.
Yes,
We do
yes,
takeaway.
absolutely. We do too. I do too. So takeaway is like it's very similar to to what we're talking about when it comes to grocery shopping. It's just important that when you're getting your items from the delivery driver, I personally just prefer to immediately remove the package
Okay.
because at the end of the day, it's in a delivery box, and I just don't know how safe the package was, especially if it's like a corrugated, like if it's a thick type of carton. I just prefer to just remove it. I actually did
Okay.
a video on that on my page, talking a bit about that. So just remove your items, and then if you have a bit of leftovers, put them back in an airtight container. Please don't put them back in the original carton. Please.
أكيد. Okay. Okay.
Okay, so because a lot of people just keep the pizza containers and they just put them back in the fridge. So this is kind of it. And again, when it comes to packaging, COVID has, like, a lot of studies have shown that it hasn't been proven to be transmitted through packaging, but there are certain things like stainless steel and like plastic where it can last for more than 7 days. You have like glass, it can last for up to 4. So you have between basically a few hours to like a few days where the virus can actually stay on these particular items. So these are just things that you have to be careful.
So can I get COVID, or can I get like from fresh fruits and vegetables, etc.? إذا طلبت salad or whatever, or like when I'm getting the vegetables from the supermarket, etc. No.
No. There's nothing that's been
يعني مش
proven
مطبوخين.
no, and like a lot of times in the beginning, I'm نحكي raw vegetables. A
Yeah,
lot of
yeah,
people
yeah.
started off with like adding bleach to the vegetables, and they thought that
Exactly.
was actually right, but that's actually you're actually
Harmful.
contaminating, and it's harmful 100% because bleach is not it's not safe for food, so you should not be using it. So instead you can I personally just add a cap of vinegar and then a tablespoon of salt, and this is kind of how I clean my fruits and vegetables, and that's all to it. You don't need to do more than that. Okay, so this is
Okay.
kind of it when it comes to fruits and vegetables.
الملح عادي ولا ملح خشن, or it doesn't really matter عم
خشن.
بتفلسف؟
No,
خشن.
خشن.
Okay.
No, that's a really good question. No, actually خشن. So مش
So
ملح
فينا
عادي.
نأيد إنه صاروا 2 questions I answered right. Okay.
You answered right, and you're on the right track. I got you covered.
برستيج يعني كيف كملي.
No, you're doing good. What else do we have to talk about? So if we're talking about cooking, maybe because a lot of people also think, I know from my mom, she's like in the beginning, she was like, how about when it comes to like cooking? I mean, is it safe? Does it get transmitted? Hello, we all know right now that it does not. Just make sure that you're cooking your food at the right temperature. So you just want to make sure and when I say right temperature, I also mean when I'm talking about reheating. Because everyone thinks that, okay, I cooked it, it's fine, I'm putting it in the fridge and then I'm gonna eat it after. But no, you also have to reheat your food at the right temperature. I also did a video on that, so you can watch that on my page if you want to know more about reheating.
Okay,
So
awesome.
there's that. Hala, I just wanted to kind of shed light on the topic about COVID for people who might, God forbid, have a COVID at home. Because
Yes.
you know the cases are just rising so much, and it's just becoming outrageous. So I'm sure that there might be one person, a family member that has it. So it's important to have proper safety precautions when it comes to that. So there are a few steps that you need to take. First and foremost is that you have to basically put them in a cage. No, I'm joking. But you kind of need to
isolate them. Okay.
Yeah. So you got to keep them in their own room, make sure they have their own bathroom if possible, as much as possible. Otherwise, just make sure that they have their own towels, their own laundry sheets, and the like windows are slightly open because you want that proper air circulation.
يتهوى الأوضة. Okay.
100%. And it's very important,
Okay.
the waste bin. You don't want the like زبالة هي ذاتها تكون or like the waste bin to be the same as the waste bin that you share with your family. So you should remove their own waste bin and then put it aside. And then when it comes to like utensils, or like if they want to eat, it's best to have their own. هلا in the beginning people were using disposable, everyone was like worried. Not necessarily. Don't worry, you can use your
soap and water later on. Okay.
عادي بس انه just make sure that they're kind of separate from the ones that you're using. And I'm really talking about everyone that has that could have COVID. So there are some people that are asymptomatic. I'm sure you've heard people be like, I don't even know how I got it. Like, how did I get it? Are you sure I'm positive? So I'm talking about those people. Yes. So you listen to me. Everyone who has COVID, even if they're asymptomatic, they also have to do and take the same precautions, because that's actually how the virus is spreading. Unfortunately, people think I have it, but I mean, I'm fine. And so they end up going out, and then this is what kind of happens.
Okay, وهي تقريبا how long does it stay in the body? And no, because like I think someone asked, once they feel better, how long can they still continue to infect?
هلا they say within 10 days it lasts. So بعد the 10 days
they're
the
safe.
spread is much
safe.
yeah it's relatively you're safer يعني the risk is much less يعني. So this is kind of it.
Awesome.
بس هلا my question to you is are you inviting people like your family members or like your friends? Are they coming over to your place, maybe doing small gatherings, or like maybe your sister?
Um,
هلا your sister
yeah.
doesn't live here بس إنه maybe your mom.
No,
I
but
know my
definitely,
sister too.
yes. But definitely, yes, most probably.
Yeah, I mean,
A month
which
is
is
a long way for isolation, يعني. But yes.
100%. So, and I'm sure many people are doing the same. I mean, at the end of the day, we are sitting, we are taking our precautions. But Kaman, if you do decide to tell, let's say, a family member or even your friends to come, just make sure to keep it like a small gathering. And then when they
Mm-mm.
come, do you know what I do? I like have like a post-it at the front of my door, and I have like just a few instructions. هلا they're maximum 3 كمان ما يقولوا لي انه شو هالعزيمة يعني. I have like policies and procedures, but I kind of have things like when you first enter, just make sure that you wash your hands. And then the face mask is something that I really have to talk about because you see this a lot, and I see it a lot in restaurants. They literally have their face mask on, they just take it off, and they just literally throw it onto the table. And the minute you're
Okay.
doing that, you're literally transmitting that virus if you potentially could be having that virus. Because again,
From the table, from the هيدا, or from your. Okay, cool.
from the mask
مش
onto the
cool, yeah,
table.
بسمع. Mm.
So you can literally just put the mask, either put Kleenex onto the table and then put the face mask on the napkin, or
Okay.
just put back the face mask inside your purse.
Oh, these
Um,
are super interesting tips. Okay.
so you can, I personally prefer to do that. And a kid, like I said, just keep the windows open when they're coming. Keep a distance. You want to hug, with the elbow, with the legs. There was like a trend I remember with like the legs
The
and the
legs,
foot.
yeah.
Eh, so this is kind of it. Yani it doesn't need that much more. As long as you're just taking as much safety precautions, then you're doing a great job.
طب okay, to wrap up,
Yes, let us wrap up.
definitely yes. What are the tips؟ شو لازم ناخد يعني إذا بدنا يعني إذا بدي أقول لك مختصر مفيد. How can we tell these amazing moms out there, and how can we keep our homes safe? Jana,
Okay.
you are our go-to.
Great. So basically, I can't emphasize enough how much hand washing is important. So we got to start with that. I told you 20 seconds. Make sure that you first put water, then you add the soap. So this is the first and foremost.
Okay.
Wherever you go. So it's not like the minute you get home, the minute you go out, the minute you go to wherever you're going, just wash your hands. Just keep doing it. And it's actually more effective than sanitizers. Okay. It's very important that you know that. And I also just want to add something that it doesn't matter how cold the water is, because a lot of times people are like, no, it has to be this temperature. So it's fine if it's cold or if it's warm, it's going to give you the
Okay.
same
I
effect.
always thought
So
definitely. I thought it was like لازم يكون سخن كتير وعم يغلي وهيك.
no. So there's that. Another thing when it comes to sanitizers, so it doesn't matter which sanitizers come in you're choosing, just make sure they don't contain any methanol. Methanol has toxic effects, so you just want to make sure that it's alcohol based. Okay, you can read from on the label, it's gonna say some like isopropanol alcohol. This is what exactly you have to buy, and I'll put a post on that comment on my page for you guys to know more. So
Yes. Okay.
hand washing, sanitizing, and then you have making sure that you're disinfecting. So you're either using alcohol or you're using bleach to
Okay.
wipe your food contact surfaces. Try to focus on high touch point areas. So like your kids' toys is a very high touch, the remote controls, the doors, the iPads. Right now your kids are probably, getting homeschooled. So all of these are really important to like disinfect. I'm not asking you to
Done.
disinfect the
Okay.
whole house, just like the high touch point
The high
areas.
touch. Okay.
100%. Make sure that you cook at the right temperature and that you're washing your fruits and vegetables in the right way, like I explained, and that you're basically practicing the proper hygienes at home when it comes to keeping your windows open in case your friends come over or your family come over, and that way you'll be choosing the safest route.
Yay. Okay. لا عن جد هلا كنت عم بتسأل عليكي، بس عن جد there are so many points حكيتي فيهم صراحة ما كنت عارفة فيهم.
Okay,
So
I'm really
thank you so
glad. I'm
much.
really glad.
Yes. لا عن جد thank
I
you.
really, I just wanted to kind of tell people كمان إنه ما يتسرسبوا، بس كمان to tell the people that aren't doing anything to also
يترسبوا
at
شوي.
least يترسبوا شوي. So for the people that are super like, I need to maintain myself and keep myself clean, don't worry, you're doing the best you can. But then for the people that aren't doing anything, I'm here to also tell them that we can do more. So again, I'm going to be giving all those tips on my page. So you'll see them tomorrow. I'll give you guys a summary as well of what we just discussed.
Yes,
And
please.
do we have any more questions from the
Does
audience?
the audience, dear audience, does alcohol damage your phone screen?
No, as long as you're using a cloth, like a microfiber cloth, then you're perfectly fine. Okay.
Okay. And I think someone's asking about, we need this session, more info about HACCP.
HACCP, okay. So we can talk about HACCP. Yeah, definitely we can do that. I mean,
خلاص لا في جلسة أنا وياكي بعد هلا هيك this lockdown لأنه في أشياء هيك لا عن جد, because I do believe, and my entire platform is about growing, and we always need to ask these questions, and we always need to talk to each other and learn more, and I look forward to one day doing Al Fiesta again. I look forward for you giving us a very beautiful workshop. So I'm بلشت هيك سمسر إنه please give a workshop at my event. So
are you planning?
جزي حالك إن شاء الله يخلص الكورونا ونقدر نهيدا. Definitely, we never give up.
I'll be the first on board. I'll be the first on
يلا
board.
awesome guys, you heard it. رح هيدا it's going to be saved. She said yes. Okay.
I have one more thing I want to just add. One more thing.
Yes, please. Go.
I want to tell you that yesterday, so I was telling my daughter, I was like, Mom, tomorrow I'm going live with a lady called Yasmina, and I went into your blog, and then I showed her basically the movement that you did, so basically the rainbow movement, and she's like, oh, this is so nice, I want to do. She's 5 years old, so she basically chose to a bit late, but she chose to do this for you. So she was so excited. She's like, I want to be part of the movement. And then you have my 2-year-old daughter, but who potentially failed at it, but I mean, she tried. But I just
proud. So if everyone, I've known Jana for years. She works with my husband's brothers. كانوا يشتغلوا كلهم سوا. كل واحد صار محل. And you've been to my classes. You've come once to the class. Yes, and Hazmiye.
3 times actually.
6
months at the time.
Yeah, يلا إن شاء الله. Come in. I hope classes will resume soon. But thank you so much, Jana, and thank you everyone for the questions. We will be back. هاي الجلسة رح ترجع. Guys, stay safe, stay at home. Sunday night, I have another Super Mama chat. Stay tuned. I'm gonna tell you who it is after this. And Jana, بوسك أنا كتير. Thank you so much.
Have a great night and a great weekend. Safe weekend. Take care.
يلا باي حبيبي.
Bye. See you. Bye.